camp on its platform. The clips were actually sourced from the creators who streamed them. No, they weren't. You fucking took clips that were directly out of context from fucking Destiny's subreddit.
Out of context, out of context, out of context, out of context, out of context.
That's where a lot of this stuff comes from. It's okay. You don't have to admit it, but we know that that's what a lot of slop tubers do. It's not just Destiny subreddit either. They literally...
Don't never say the context. Just say it's out of context.
Most people that make these kinds of like dramas...
Oh, Hasan calls out Asmongold. Wants to debate him. Whoa, shit. Let's go. Get him.
Terrorist simps are out of control by Asmongold 6 hours ago. Talking about
That's one we watched.
Khalil, by the way.
That's one we watched.
Mr. Free Speech Defender. Asmongold thinks when boobs are when boobs get pixelated, or when boobs are like a little bit smaller in a fucking video game, that's the worst thing that's ever happened to free speech. That's the grossest anti-free speech crime that Sony could commit on Stellar Blade. Asmongold literally went after those fucking petitions that freak-ass Grums made. He defended that shit. He hyped it up. But God forbid, when the American state actually fucking puts down the hammer and decides, we don't like what you have to say, you're going to get deported, then he goes, terrorist simps. It's awesome. It's based.
Yeah.
As I was saying, pro-Palestinian activist Mahmoud Khalil was black-bagged from his Columbia University campus apartment by the Department of Homeland Security by ICE agents and expeditiously shipped off to Louisiana. Today, in New York, a New York judge oversaw whether or not that was appropriate. Okay? And it's not appropriate. In the time frame that this happened a couple days prior, we learned that the Department of Homeland Security actually openly stated that there was no illegal reasons as to there was no law that was violated for Mahmoud Khalil's arrest and subsequent deportation or the deportation process starting. And that it was specifically because...
Was he actually black-bagged? I have no idea.
Because they didn't like what he was saying.
So are they going to debate? What's happening? Is that what they want to do? Does Hasan want to? Hasan is now calling out Asmongold in the timeline for his Mahmoud Khalil take. Asmongold thinks it's a violation of free speech when devs make video game boobs smaller. Okay. But when DHS openly kidnaps a green card holder for being pro-Palestine, classic free speech defender. Wait. Okay, that Yeet has worded this really stupidly. Okay. Asmongold thinks it's a violation. Okay. He thinks it's awesome and not a violation. Okay, okay. That makes more sense. Yeah. Okay. Asmongold responds to the Hasan call-out.
Violation of free speech when devs make... Asmongold thinks it's a violation of free speech when devs make video game boobs smaller.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
That way, that's not really a... Okay.
For sure. Yeah, I wish it was. Yeah, you know what? Actually, thank God. That's a great idea. Maybe they...
Uriel Khan, you're wrong. Deport guests who misbehave. Thanks for the $4.99. I hope, Uriel Khan. Are you Israeli? Do you live in Israel? How did... I hope... Half Israel. Okay. I hope Ben Gavir's police department catches you watching a stream of a Lebanese guy who frequently talks about his intention, his serious considerations to join the Hamas military wing. And then I hope he throws you into Sde Teiman with all the other fucking Hamas nutters. And the next time I see you is in some article of a human rights group being like, this is really bad. These violations are horrible. Oh my God, this is actually insane. Oh my God. What the? Whoa. In a video game.
They should actually get rid of it.
catches you donating money. Donating money to a Lebanese person who has not once said nice things about Hassan Nasrallah's cute smiley face. You've materially supported you've materially supported a naughty Arab.
What a wizard, yeah. How we go lying about me? Hasan does this a lot, where he takes a person's argument and he turns it into like an extreme caricature of the argument, and then he acts like that's what they're doing in order to make them look ridiculous.
Yeah.
He does this very, very often. And I see it happen.
He does do that, but he's not wrong for calling out your insane flip on free speech. That he's not wrong on that. You're right about what Hasan does, but he's not wrong on calling out the stance that you've taken on free speech, Asmongold. Sorry, whoops.
Happen a lot, and after you kind of see that it's happening, it's a lot easier for you to detect it. And yeah, so a straw man. Well, I don't really like using a lot of those terms. I just wanted to explain what I think happens in a lot of cases. Yeah, they put words in the mouth of someone didn't say them. Yeah, exactly. It's very common these days. Both sides do this crap. Yeah, I guess so. But it's really... it's dishonest. It is. It's dishonest. It's misleading. It's not true. And it's meant to make somebody look like they're a moron, right? And it's not an honest engagement of the thinking. And so, yeah, there's no reason really to respond to it or to have any opinion about it at all. So, yeah, it's bad faith. It's disingenuous.
Remember, Asmongold wants this guy deported because he thinks he typed out that message that said, I want to destroy Western civilization. That's why Asmongold thinks that this guy should have his entire life uprooted and his newborn child made fucking fatherless and his wife, like, estranged, I guess, from her husband because he wrote on the internet that he wants to destroy Western civilization. That's all it took for this greasy, unwatched, roach-infested piece of shit to say that this guy should have his life destroyed, okay? And just with the most robotic, like, it's insane to me that people don't agree with this.
I don't really, but if you don't criticize him once, then he won't mischaracterize you. To me, this is the way I see it. A lot of people are going to be critical of things that I...
Is Mahmoud a Syrian citizen? Nope. Palestinian refugees who went to Syria did not get citizenship, despite having kids there. He has Algerian citizenship, so I imagine that's where he would go.
Say and things that I do. Am I going to get mad about it constantly and get upset about it all the time? No.
He's not going to Tiberias. That's for sure.
Ultimately, it doesn't matter. And I think also, like, really with the issue there, supporting a person who's part of a group that is an advocate of terrorism, this is a very, very unpopular position to have. The idea that this is a normal position to have or to...
I mean, it's the entire precedent of your fucking country, Mr. First Amendment. I'm sorry. Like, it's literally the Constitution and the legal precedent that's been practiced in your country for at least since like the 1940s or even definitely earlier. So, I mean, Asmon has evidence this guy is in Hamas. Thank you, Sundowner. I know you definitely believe that.
Like espouse or anything like that. Like getting rid of people that support terrorist organizations that are on a green card here, I would say probably 80%, 90% of the population like agrees with that.
Yeah, 90% of the population also believed that it was justified to make Shamima Begum stateless, even though she never had a trial. Even though she was a child. She was a groomed child who left the country to become an ISIS bride. We have no idea what she did or didn't do, and our country decided to make her stateless, probably just because of the whims of popular opinion. And she doesn't even have a second citizenship. She's just fucked. She's Bin Laden. Stateless. They Bin Ladened her.
Like, really, you'd have a really hard time finding somebody that doesn't agree, that doesn't agree with that. So, yeah. I get him out, exactly. And so, like, I think it's a very, very...
Why do you people in chat do this? Isis Bride is pretty bad. She was groomed! You fucking pedo! She was groomed! She was groomed online when she was 15. You thought she had Bangladeshi citizenship. Nope. No, she didn't. No. Her family was Bangladeshi. But she didn't have Bangladeshi citizenship. No. Bangladesh actually refused to allow her in. We're all here to learn. That's okay. I'm calm. I didn't say anything.
very unpopular position to take.
Where does she live now? I believe she still lives in one of the refugee camps in Syria. Hasan responds to Twitter and tags Asmongold. I'm open to clarification if you'd like to talk to me directly. Apologies if I've misunderstood. Sorry. Apologies if I've misunderstood your argument. But I'm open to clarification if you want to talk to me directly. Okay. Are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? What did they do? Hasan spent a good portion of the stream trying to get Asmongold to speak with him about Mahmoud Khalil. Ultimately, it did not happen. The government can't deport you over it. It's constitutionally protected. That's cowardice. I have always extended charitability. Yes, you have, Hasan. Yes. Yes.
About? No, it does not. That's the you can in the United States of America, you can literally fucking say you love Al Qaeda, you love the KKK, you love Nazis. The government can't fucking deport you over it. What are you talking about?
I mean, yeah. United States of America.
It is also constitutionally protected.
Hey, maybe Hasan's read all the same case law that I have. Nice one.
Saying he won't talk to you because you're intentionally being dishonest. That is also, that's cowardice. Okay? That's cowardice. I have always extended.
Wait, I can actually say that in the States? Not only can you do that, Sundowner, you can also, that's not even the most of it. You can also say unkind words about your Royal Highness, the Hashemite monarchy. Yeah, you can do that.
Charitability to Asmongold every single time I've had a conversation with him. That is definitely him refusing to have this conversation because he's worried. About with evidence to the contrary, Asmongold immediately said, if it's true, then I guess he's...
Do you think Hasan would be saying the same thing if it was a Kahanist threatened with deportation? You know what? I actually have no idea. We'll never know because that's not going to happen. You think a Kahanist is going to get deported from the United States? Like what?
Right, and I'm wrong. That's what he said.
Legal cause reading that's about denying a waiver when someone's legal permanent resident on soil, it's not as constitutional protections everybody else has. Well, if that's true, then he should stay. Yeah. And
what did he say?
I guess he's right, and I'm wrong. That's what he said.
Legal cause reading that's about denying a waiver when someone's legal permanent resident on soil, it's not as constitutional protections everybody else has. Well, if that's true, then he should stay. Yeah. And
it is true. It is true.
And that's really it. I mean, like, I think that they need to decide that in the court, right? And if that's the way that the law works, I mean, I don't really know exactly how the law works. This is what I've heard.
Then why did you spend 48 fucking hours worth of content saying? Oh my God.
That's if. Yeah, exactly. Now, in my opinion, by the way, this is still my opinion. I don't want to have anybody in the fucking country that's not a naturalized citizen that's supporting a terrorist organization.
Whoa.
And I don't think that we need to afford the full rights of freedom of speech to people that are not even citizens to advocate for terror.
Okay, you don't like the First Amendment. That's it. You don't like the First Amendment then. You are anti-free speech. That's it. You are anti-free speech. Is chat saying you folded, shaking my head? Wait, what? Are they just imagining alternative realities? How the fuck am I folding? He's the one who's walking back the underlying falsehood that he was operating off of, that he was so confidently talking about, that has now been seen by hundreds of thousands of people. Now, the reason why we can't have a fucking conversation, even though I added him directly, is because he doesn't want to have the conversation. It's not me. I have not only a genuine, firmly held ideological conviction.
Lonerbox, is it possible that this case has a sealed indictment as it might be under a greater investigation? Yep, that doesn't justify him being taken in by ICE now. Because what Rubio is trying to do, and they've written this is written down as well, like they've said this explicitly, they're trying to go for him not because of crimes or not because of like further discovery of evidence, but because the Secretary of State considers him to be a severe risk to American foreign policy interests. With that obscure, whatever it is, Title 8, fucking 1951 Act, Section 237. So they're deliberately not saying that they're doing this because they think he's committed a crime.
Conviction here, but I also understand the pre-existing rules set in place better than Asmongold does. It's okay. It's all right to not know everything. And I certainly don't know all of the confines of like, I don't know everything about the fucking immigration law either.
Hey.
All right. Having said that,
I mean, you don't know anything. You're defending this guy because he's on your side, but okay.
Having said that,
but you're right. Doesn't take much.
It seems like I know a little bit more than he does, or at least know how to correctly read and interpret the things that are in front of me.
Yes, they did move him to a place in Louisiana. Yeah.
It does not.
Ah! Is there more? Asmongold denied Hasan's request to speak about Mahmoud Khalil.
What's this here, Hasan? A lot of people spamming about Hasan. Why are people spamming about Hasan? Is Hasan? I saw people are saying he was watching one of my videos. What is it now? Yeah, what is this, Twitter? Let me see. I can pull up Twitter. Give me 1 second.
It's funny that this is the level of layup that Hasan needs to ask someone for a debate. Like, this is the level. This is like when you literally have someone going against one of the most basic principles of free speech in America. And it's Asmongold doing it. That's the level of layup that Hasan needs to be confident enough to go into debate with these people. It's unbelievable. It's all right. Too bad, Hasan. Hopefully, maybe you'll get some 16-year-old Asmongold fan to do it instead.
Hasan. Pause. Understood and misunderstood the argument. Open to clarification. He wants to talk about this. The problem is that I don't want to engage with Hasan because he openly creates, like, if you look at this right here, this is just generally the way it is. I found that, like, debating things and, like, arguing with people doesn't really help. It doesn't convince anybody or anything like that. You are beginning your criticism of me with a caricature of what my point of view is. Why would I engage with somebody that is intentionally being dishonest? Well, why would I do that? Of course I'm not going to do that. And also, I think that he's making a mistake by being, like, as extreme about this and being as wild about this. This is a person that is in the country on a green card, and there are restrictions for people that are on a green card. These are stated. He violated those restrictions.
Oh, Asmongold is actually pretending that there's a good legal reason for this. I thought he was just saying, like, because every clip I've seen of him and that video I watched of him before this clip now, he was just acting like it's his opinion, you know? And if it's not the law, then fuck it. Like, let's change it. But now he's actually saying there are restrictions on his green card which he violated. Excuse me, which ones, Asmongold? Which ones? Which ones? Which ones? Which ones? Do I need you to stand up and dig around all the fucking filth and dead animals in your fucking little roach chamber? In your dust cave. Are we? You're not gonna. Where? Where is it?
And I support the restrictions. And I don't want people who aren't citizens to come into the country and support terrorist groups. If Hasan wants people who are not citizens to come into the country and support terrorist groups, then that's his own prerogative, but I disagree with it. That's it.
Why does he talks like he's so dead inside? I guess he's probably autistic.
It always happens. And Hasan says DMing you. Yeah, he is. As I said, the thing is that men's most group dangerous, wrong about legal cause, reading that's about denying a waiver. When someone's legal permanent resident on soil, it's not as constitutional inspections everybody else has. Well, if that's true, then he should stay. Yeah, and that's really it. I mean, like, I think that they need to decide that in the court, right? And if that's the way that the law works, I mean, I don't really know exactly how the law works. This is what I've heard before. That's if. Yeah, exactly. Now, in my opinion, by the way, this is still my opinion, I don't want to have anybody in the fucking country that's not a naturalized citizen that's supporting a terrorist organization. And I don't think that we need to afford the full rights of freedom of speech to people that are not even citizens to advocate for terrorism. I think this is an insane position to have. Now, if Hasan, here's the thing, though. If Hasan is right, if he is right, then he should stay.
Wait, what did Hasan say to him?
I just don't think he is, from everything that I've read and I've seen about it.
Everything you've read and seen about it. I love that. Based.
So we're going to find out. And, bro, how do you argue against that? I don't know. I have no idea how people argue against that. It always happens. And Hasan says DMing you. Yeah, he is. As I said, the thing is that...
What did he say?
When someone's legal permanent legal cause, reading...
Oh, here you go.
Men's most group dangerous, wrong about legal cause, reading that's about denying a waiver. When someone's legal permanent resident on soil, it's not as constitutional inspections everybody else has. Well, if that...
I have no idea what he's actually reading there. If that's true, he should stay. I don't know what he's reading there. Asmon concludes the saga with a message for Hasan.
Tell Hasan this, right? And I'm sure Hasan is probably going to watch it anyway. If Hasan is right, then not only should he not get deported, but he should sue the government for unlawful imprisonment. If he's right. I think the law matters a lot.
Man, the government has already done unconstitutional things to this guy right away. Like, do you know how many things the government has done in violation of court orders or in violation of Supreme Court precedent? Like, do you know how many things the government's done against the courts already in this brief beginning of Trump's presidency? Just sue the government, bro. Just sue the government that's just use the legal system against the government that's bypassing the legal system in every single thing they're doing. I don't see a problem with this at all. I don't see a contradiction in this whatsoever. It's insane that some people do.
Law is extremely important. And while I may disagree with the law, you have to follow the law. And so I think this needs to be decided in court. From what I've read, from what I've seen, and also, to be fair, ideologically, I want him to fuck out. However, if that's not what the rules say, then he gets to stay. That's it. Tell Hasan this, right? And I'm sure Hasan is probably going to watch it anyway. If Hasan is right, then not only should he not get deported, but he should sue the government for unlawful imprisonment. If he's right. I think the law matters a lot. The law is extremely important. And while I may disagree with the law, you have to follow the law. And so I think this needs to be decided in court. From what I've read, from what I've seen, and also, to be fair, ideologically, I want him to fuck out. Hahowever,
Whoa.
if that's not what the rules say, then he gets to stay.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it.
Tell Hasan. What's this here, Hasan? People.
It's insane that some people don't understand this. Okay. Ethan calls out Matt Lieb. I didn't know this guy was from Rhett and Link. Snark contribute. Okay. Someone saying they can't watch knowing that Matt Lieb is from Panada. Okay. Hasan had a lot to say about Mutahar yesterday. Oh no!
And yes, in terms of Mutahar, he's an interesting person because I used to talk to him all the time. I used to get help from him on like Steam Deck related stuff. And then he started orbiting Destiny around the same time that Destiny was like becoming super pro Israel.
Oh no.
And he noticeably was quiet on this issue. You know, he had more tweets about this. Not sure what he meant by your kind though. Maybe you know. Yeah, like you are not pro free speech. You're not an honest person, and all you care about either in this situation, all you care about is either
Was Mutahar an arbiter? Not that I know of. No. Where? Did he talk to him once, or all roads lead? I guess
making money. Okay,
Hasan, it's because you and everyone around you just said insane shit. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. Get over it. You said fucking insane shit. And it wasn't about defending Palestinians. It was about defending terror groups. It was about defending fucking Houthis, Hezbollah. It was about your head mod supporting October 7th. Fuck me. Whatever.
all you care about is either making money
One of his head mod. I don't know if Rogan's a head mod or...
and farming this as
A
like
mod.
angling this in the least contentious way possible and make money off the backs of people fucking dying, babies getting murdered every single day by Israel. It's either something that you're not genuinely interested in, or B, it's worse, you actually do like Israel, but you're too ashamed to admit it. And I don't think he likes Israel and he's too ashamed to admit it. I think he's just like not very knowledgeable and you know, wanted to make a statement about it, but take a very centrist position. And because he can't say something directly about Israel or Gaza, because
Why do these people blame Destiny for everything? Because Hasan does this thing where if you do anything he doesn't like he needs an explanation for it that's not to do with his own actions. It can't be that he praised an organization for kidnapping innocent fucking sailors in the Red Sea and keeping them hostage for over a year and attacking merchant vessels. It can't be that. It has to be because of who's the worst person I can think of in the eyes of left-wingers. Oh, Destiny, right? That's why he does that.
then everyone's going to eat his ass alive. All he does is go after people who do demonstrate the courage to talk about these issues. Meanwhile, from your camp on its platform. The clips were actually sourced from the creators who streamed them. No, they weren't. You fucking took clips that were directly out of context from fucking Destiny's subreddit.
Out of context, out of context, out of context, out of context, out of context.
That's where a lot of this stuff comes from. It's okay. You don't have to admit it, but we know that that's what a lot of slop tubers do. It's not just Destiny subreddit either. They literally...
Don't never say the context. Just say it's out of context.
Most people that make these kinds of like drama-centered videos unironically just source it off of fucking Reddit. That's it. They literally go off of Reddit comments. That's the game out here. That is the level of research that most people dedicate.
Yeah, and every time Hasan challenges anything I say, it's either he needs another YouTuber to do it for him, or it's off of tweets. He needs people to tweet shit at me. Like when he saw me when I was making fun of him for saying that Jelani is collaborating with Israel in Syria, which is still probably one of the most retarded things I've ever heard anyone say about the Middle East, informed person Hasan, he had to look through the replies on Twitter to look for rebuttals. He does it every time.
To T channels and drama channels in general. But yeah, notice how there is no statement here. Okay. Notice how there is no like evidence here. The evidence is Twitch is allowing violent and unfiltered rhetoric, or you're downplaying rapes. Like, did this person,
Which you do, but okay.
read the UN report? Did he even watch like the Cheryl?
Yeah, I did read the UN report, and you lie about it constantly. You completely omit the fact that they said that there was credible evidence of multiple rapes across multiple locations in a very short space of time. Yeah, you just keep on saying, oh, it's just the one person in captivity, which is false. That's not what the report said, because you're a liar, Hasan. Yes.
Sandberg.
He didn't read the UN report. He would have got it from fucking... I hope he didn't, because if he did, then he's actually like intentionally lying about it. Otherwise, he probably just saw Zay Squirrel tweets or some shit.
Atrocity propaganda flick and then develop his opinion on this issue? Did he read any Israeli newspapers or American newspapers on the matter? And that's how he came up with this idea that like mass rapes had taken place, because he read the New York Times screams without words propaganda piece that was immediately undermined, by the way. Like,
wasn't really undermined.
Did he do any
wasn't really undermined at all. I think like the kind of undermining those people did was people. One example was there was a witness who said that he saw a woman getting raped when he was hiding in the bushes, and then the debunk was apparently he contradicted himself in another interview by saying, "I had to look away. I had to close my eyes." And they're like, "Oh, how did you see it happen if you closed your eyes?" That was unironically one of the rebuttals. They cited Max Blumenthal, I think, saying that about Raz Cohen.